7 hidden reasons why you look younger than your age. You ever look in the mirror and think to yourself, why don't I look like what I've been through? That's not an accident. That's something deep. See, we live in a world where people measure age with numbers, with wrinkles, but the truth, age isn't just a number. Age is a story, a vibration, a decision. Some of us, we've decided a long time ago we weren't gonna let life harden us. That we'd smile even when it hurt. That we'd show up with grace even after we fell. That's the kind of spirit that doesn't wrinkle easy. And let me be real with you. Looking young, it's not just about drinking water and using sunscreen, even though those things help. It's about how you live. Your joy, your energy, your discipline, your peace of mind. It's in how you breathe when no one's watching, how you bounce back when the world tries to knock you down. It's about what you let live in your spirit and what you refuse to carry anymore. I've seen people half my age look twice as tired. Why? Because they've let stress settle in like furniture. They've given up the fight for joy. But some of y'all, you've tapped into something ancient. Something real. You've been practicing stoicism without even knowing it. You've been waking up, facing your day like a warrior, and handling your emotions like a master. You ever heard of a stoic morning routine? It's not about perfection. It's about clarity, about choosing what matters before the world tells you who to be. And if you're still glowing in the middle of chaos, still walking with purpose while others complain, guess what? You've been living by ancient wisdom. The kind of wisdom that doesn't crack under pressure. That kind of energy, it keeps you young. There's a power in choosing peace over panic and letting go of things that were never yours to hold. That kind of mindset preserves you. It preserves your face, your posture, your entire aura. Because the body listens to the soul. And when the soul is fed, the body follows. You might think this is just about looking good for your age, but nah, this is deeper. This is about the life force you carry. The one that makes people ask, how are you still smiling like that? And the answer is simple, because you chose to protect your peace. Let me tell you this by the end of this video. You're gonna understand why you've been aging like fine wine while the world seems stuck in a storm. You're gonna recognize habits you didn't even know were powerful. You're gonna see how everything you've been doing quietly with love and discipline is the reason they keep guessing your age. But hold tight, because what's coming next? It's not just about how you look. It's about why you shine. It's about why your presence is ageless. And trust me, when you understand these 7 hidden reasons, you'll never doubt your power again. Now let's really get into it. The first hidden reason why you look younger than your age, it starts with your mindset. See, a lot of folks walk around carrying the weight of things they should have dropped years ago. Regret, guilt, old pain, broken relationships, lost chances. That stuff don't just live in your memory. It shows up in your body, in your face, in your posture, in how tired your soul feels. But you made a decision. You said, I'm not gonna let what happened yesterday destroy my tomorrow. And that choice, my friend, is not ordinary. That's strength. That's stoic power. That's ancient wisdom in motion. When I was younger, I used to think aging was about how many candles on a cake. But now, I know it's about how much you protect your inner light, how much you refuse to let the world drain you. You ever met someone and they look exhausted even though they just woke up? That's spiritual exhaustion. They've been giving their energy to things that don't serve them. You don't do that anymore. That's the second hidden reason. You let go. You forgave your past. You released people who were only loving the idea of you, not the real you. And when you did that, your soul exhaled. And when the soul breathes, the body follows. Your face relaxed. Your heart softened. Your skin lit up again. People don't realize peace is antigen. Let me give you something deep. Energy never lies. People feel your frequency before they hear your words. And when they say you look young, what they're really saying is, you feel good to be around. That's your third hidden reason you radiate calm in a chaotic world. And calm people glow different. You've got a routine now, not just the skincare one. I'm talking about the stoic morning routine. You wake up with intention. You take a moment before the world gets loud. Maybe you breathe. Maybe you pray. Maybe you write down your priorities. You don't just roll out of bed and scroll. You center. You align. You step into your day with authority. That is the fourth reason. The world is out here living in reaction mode. Most people, they live by accident. You live on purpose. That means your energy doesn't get pulled in 100 directions. You're not leaking your power. You're not wasting your words. You're focused, and focus makes you timeless. The fifth hidden reason is something most people don't even notice. It's your joy. Not the fake smile for the camera. I'm talking about that private joy. That joy that lives in the quiet moments when no one's around. That joy that don't need a reason. That's what keeps you looking fresh. That's what keeps your shoulders light and your laugh pure. Because you know this truth, life is gonna hit you regardless. But you get to choose your response. That's stoicism in action. That's ancient strength in a modern body. You can choose peace, you choose joy. And every time you do, you say to life, you don't get to age me today. And look, I ain't saying you don't have rough days. They all do. But the way you bounce back, that's your sixth hidden reason. You know how to reset. You don't let one bad moment become a whole bad week. You move with resilience. And resilience, that's youth. That's power. You don't let life beat you up and keep you down. Now you learn. You adjust. You rise. You've trained your mind not to panic every time things go wrong. That's stoicism again. That's self-mastery. And that's the kind of discipline that keeps your spirit young. Now hold up. Let me slow down right here. I want you to hear this loud and clear. There are people out here trying to buy what you already have naturally: peace, confidence, radiance. They spend thousands on creams, surgeries, treatments, but you've been investing in your character, and character shows up on your face. We don't talk about this enough. Inner peace is the ultimate skincare. Forgiveness is antigen. Joy is a natural highlighter. Gratitude, that's your daily detox. But we're not done. There's still more to reveal. You've already unlocked 6 powerful truths, but the 7th, that final reason, is going to shift the way you see yourself forever. So stay with me, because when we uncover that last one, you're going to walk away knowing exactly why you shine without even trying. Let's get into the truth behind the 7th hidden reason. The one that most people never notice, but it's the most powerful one of them all. See, you look younger than your age because of your authenticity. Yeah, that word gets thrown around a lot. I'm talking about the real kind, the kind that's hard to find in a world full of masks, filters, and fake smiles. You've reached a point in your life where you stop trying to perform. You stop shapeshifters just to make people like you. You stop following trends that didn't fit your spirit. And the moment you made that choice, you tapped into something rare. You became you. Unapologetically. And you know what that does. It lifts the weight. The weight of pretending. The weight of fitting in. The weight of people pleasing. And when that weight drops, your soul rises. Your skin glows. Your energy becomes light again. There's a freedom that comes with being yourself. A youthfulness that can't be faked. And most people never get there because they're too scared to let go of the image. But you broke free. Let me tell you something. When I first started in Hollywood, there was pressure to be something. Pressure to play the game, to smile when I didn't feel like it, to say yes when I wanted to say no. That's exhausting. That ages you. But when I finally stepped into my truth, when I realized that I could be me and still be enough, that's when everything changed. That's when the peace came. That's when the glow came back. You've done the same. Maybe not on a stage, but in your life, in your family, in your relationships. You stopped apologizing for your light. That's why you look younger. You're not living in a state of tension anymore. And let's not skip over this, your ability to love deeply without losing yourself. That's part of it too. That's ancient wisdom in action, stoic in nature. You've learned how to love from overflow, not from empty. You love from strength, not survival. And don't think I didn't notice the discipline in you. That quiet kind. The way you show up for yourself when nobody's watching. The way you choose peace over drama. The way you wake up and honor your routine, even on the days when it would be easier to hit snooze and disappear. That's what I call sacred discipline. It don't make noise, but it speaks volumes. You've probably been waking up with intention. Doing your morning ritual, moving with purpose. That's the stoic morning routine in its purest form. It doesn't always look like perfection. Sometimes it's just silence and stillness. Sometimes it's making your bed, drinking water, protecting your time. But that small consistency, that daily commitment, that's what shapes your energy. That's what people feel when they say, wow, you look amazing for your age. They don't realize it, but what they're seeing is the result of thousands of quiet, courageous decisions. They're seeing years of emotional clarity, of letting go when you could have held on, of walking away when you knew something wasn't right for your spirit. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you really looked at yourself and appreciated the journey? Not just what you survived, but what you've become. Because that's what this is all about. This video, this moment right here, it's about recognizing the power of the life you've built inside of you. And listen, I get it. The world doesn't always reward inner growth. It celebrates the flashy, the loud, the visible. But what you've been doing, that quiet healing work, that's gold. That's what's keeping you young. And don't let anybody tell you it's just good genetics. No, that's a compliment with no homework. What you've got is earned. What you've got is practiced. You've trained yourself to stay calm in storms. That's stoicism. You studied life, paid attention to patterns. That's ancient wisdom. You've honored your own time, your own space, your own energy. That's growth. And if no one's told you lately, that work shows. You don't owe anybody an explanation for why you shine the way you do. You earn that light. You earn that smile. You earn that softness that survived the fire. So when people look at you with wonder, when they say you don't look your age, you can just smile. You don't even have to explain. Just know you've done the inner work, and now your outer world reflects it. And the beautiful thing is, we're just getting started. We're about to go even deeper. Because next up, I'm going to show you how people you already know and maybe even admire have unknowingly used these same principles to stay vibrant, focused, and fresh no matter how many years pass. So stick around, because what's coming next is going to prove that this path you're on, it's not only working, it's timeless. All right, so let's go deeper into this truth. By now, we've touched on mindset, peace, joy, authenticity, and now I want to show you how the same things that keep you looking and feeling young are already playing out in the lives of people all around us. Not the celebrities, not the flashy success stories. I'm talking about the real folks, the quiet warriors, The people in your life who don't age not because they're trying to look young, but because they're living right. You ever notice that one person in your family who's been through hell, but somehow they still smile like they've been kissed by heaven? They're not fighting time. They're dancing with it. Why? Because they've mastered the things we've been talking about: releasing stress, choosing forgiveness, letting go of bitterness. Bitterness ages you faster than years ever will. That stuff eats you from the inside out. But when you release it, when you forgive not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace, something shifts. That's where the glow begins. And I've seen it. You've probably seen it too. There's that woman down the street. She's not rich. She's not famous. But she walks with so much grace, people think she's 10 years younger than she really is. You want to know her secret? She's been meditating every morning since her 20s. She don't gossip. She don't chase drama. That's stoicism. That's self-control. That's peace in motion. Then there's the old man at the park. Skin wrinkled by time, but eyes lit up with fire. His laugh loud. His posture straight. You sit with him for 5 minutes and feel younger. You think it's genetics? Nah, it's how he's chosen to respond to life. He never let tragedy take his humor. Never let heartbreak steal his hope. See, youth isn't about age, it's about how you carry what you've been through. Some people carry pain like a badge. Others use it like a compass. You chose the compass. You said, I'm not going to be bitter. I'm going to be, and that better. That's what people are seeing. That's why they look at you like, how are you still glowing? Because you've built resilience. And resilience keeps you alive. Let me hit you with a truth bomb right here. People aging fast, not because of time, but because of emotional clutter. Emotional clutter is like crust for the soul. You've been decluttering. You've been cutting off what no longer grows you. That's a form of wisdom the ancient minds lived by. Stoics, they believed in releasing attachment to things they couldn't control. You're doing that without even realizing it. You stop chasing perfection. You stop trying to force everything to go your way. You started showing up for the present moment instead. And let me tell you, presence is magnetic. People feel it. They don't know why they're drawn to you, but they feel calm when you speak. They feel heard. They feel seen. And that makes them think you're younger, because so few people walk around with that kind of soul awareness. So think about this: what if the real fountain of youth isn't in the gym, the spa, or the bottle? What if it's in your decisions? What if it's in how you wake up every day and choose alignment over anxiety, stillness over stress, gratitude over greed? The folks who live the lightest spirit, they have one thing in common: they simplify their lives. They keep it honest. They laugh at themselves. They speak their truth. And they don't apologize for needing peace. That's you now. You've become the kind of person who don't chase youth, but instead lives in such a way that youth keeps chasing you. That's a powerful shift. And just like those real-life examples we just walked through, you don't need a spotlight to validate you. The results are already showing. The compliments people give you, that's not vanity. That's confirmation that your inner work is doing outer magic. Now here's the beautiful thing: this journey you're on doesn't stop here. Because next, I'm going to show you how all this connects to your future. Yeah, your future self. Because the way you're living now is shaping not just how you look, but how you'll feel 10, 20, even 30 years from now. So let's keep going. The next part will shift your entire perspective about aging, purpose, and power. We're building legacy now, and not just looks legacy. Let's talk about the future. The future, because everything you're doing right now, all these habits, all these mindset shifts, they're not just keeping you young today. They're building a future that's gonna thank you in ways you can't even imagine. See, most people look at aging like this enemy they gotta fight. They try to cover it up, hide from it, outrun it with filters and fast fixes. What if I told you the real key is to align with it, to walk with time instead of trying to beat it? That's the ancient wisdom a lot of folks never get to tap into. Your future self is already being shaped by the energy you're holding today. You carry peace now, you'll carry clarity later. You choose calm now, you'll have resilience later. You show up for yourself now, you'll have strength later. There's a version of you 10 years from now who's going to walk into a room and still turn heads. And not because of wrinkle cream, not because of some new procedure, but because the light in your eyes never dimmed, because the kindness in your voice never hardened, because your energy still feels fresh. That's the kind of power most people overlook. And I know it's easy to believe that time steals from us. But what if time is just revealing who we really are? What if it's showing us minute by minute how deep our discipline runs, how strong our spirit is, and how alive our soul still burns? You look younger than your age because you've been investing in your inner wealth. And inner wealth always multiplies. Let's break this down, Eva. You've got something called emotional intelligence. You know how to let things pass without attaching your worth to them. That's a core principle of Stoicism. You don't flinch every time life throws a curveball, you breathe through it. You respond instead of reacting. And that response, that's what separates people who thrive from people who merely survive. It's no longer about how much time you have, it's about how much presence you bring. Think about you could live 100 years and still not feel alive. Or you could live 60 with so much depth, clarity, love, and laughter that you leave behind a legacy that outlives your years. You've made the decision, whether you realize it or not, to live fully, to wake up with intention, to listen to your body, to speak from the heart, to chase purpose instead of pressure. And let's be real, this path you're on is not always loud. You're not posting about every little win. You're not looking for claps, but the universe sees you. Your energy sees you. And more importantly, your body, your mind, your spirit, they remember. Every time you chose peace, every time you chose growth, every time you chose love over fear. And this is the part most people miss aging, is a conversation with your past decisions. You're having a dialogue with every choice you've made. So when you show up today with youth, it's because you've been choosing light for a long time. Now, I want to speak directly to that part of you that still doubts. That part that wonders, can I really keep this going? Yes, you can, because what you've built isn't like its alignment. What you've got isn't fragile, it's earned. And the future belongs to those who stay faithful to the small, daily disciplines. That stoic morning routine you've been keeping, that time you take just to breathe, to be still, to center yourself before the noise begins, that's medicine. It's not just a habit, it's your declaration that you are in control of your life. And when you do it long enough, you realize the calmer you are, the younger you feel, the clearer you are, the stronger you show up. And let me add this, when you protect your energy protects you. From the inside out. You ever meet someone and they got that peace about them, like the kind of peace you can feel before they even say a word? That's not something you fake. That's built. That's a legacy in motion. You are that person to somebody right now. They may not tell you, but they see it. They admire it. They wonder how you do it. And now you know you do it by living true. And here's the best part, the same energy that kept you looking younger than your age up until now, it's gonna carry you into your future with even more fire. Because the older you get, the sharper your soul becomes. The deeper your love gets, the richer your joy feels. So keep going. We're about to break into something big. In the next part, I'm gonna pull back the curtain on how legacy, not looks, is the real gift of a youthful spirit. We're gonna explore how you can influence others, inspire silently, and become someone whose very presence makes people better. You ready? Let's go. So now we've arrived at something even deeper influence. See, looking younger than your age ain't just about you. It's not just about good skin, good energy, or a clean spirit. It's about what that energy does to the people around you. You ever walk into a room and feel like the temperature changes? Not because you said something flashy, not because you made noise, but because you carry peace with you. That's impact. That's presence. And presence is rare. There are people out there with perfect features and polished appearances, but they carry tension in their chest, chaos in their minds, bitterness in their souls. They're aging from the inside out because the stress they hold is heavier than any wrinkle ever could be. Meanwhile, you carry a lightness, a kindness, a steadiness. That's legacy in motion. You don't just look younger, you feel like relief to people. And let me tell you, relief is the most attractive energy on the planet. See, youthfulness isn't just measured by years, it's measured by energy transfer. How do people feel when they're around you? Do they feel calmer? Do they laugh more? Do they open up without fear? That's the hidden truth. You're giving people permission to be themselves. And that's healing. Now, this might surprise you, but it's not just about the energy you give. It's also about the boundaries you've learned to protect. You ever notice how the younger looking people in life are usually the ones who don't absorb everybody's drama? They care, but they don't carry. They listen, but they don't let the weight of others take away their own peace. That's ancient wisdom. That's what the Stoics practiced. They knew that to remain balanced, you couldn't tie your emotions to every external event. You had to guard your internal world like it was sacred, because it is. You've become the kind of person who wakes up and chooses to protect your joy. That's part of your Stoic morning routine now, even if you didn't call it that. You wake up. You don't reach for chaos first. You center. You breathe. You reflect. You speak gratitude before you speak frustration. And that sets the tone. That primes your spirit to handle the world without letting the world handle you. You know what else keeps you young? Curiosity. Not the kind that's nosy, but the kind that says, I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I still got room to expand. The minute people stop being curious, they start decaying. Not physically at first, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You've kept your mind open. You said, I don't know everything. And because of that, you keep growing. You keep leveling up. You stay fresh. Fresh doesn't mean trendy. Fresh means alive. In your thoughts, in your conversations, in your ability to bounce back from pain and still offer love. Let's bring this full circle. You look younger and your age because you have not allowed life to harden you. You've been through pain, but you didn't become pain. You've experienced loss, but you didn't lose yourself. And that right there, that's divine. That's holy. That's real strength. And guess what? People are watching. Your friends, your kids, your coworkers, even strangers who cross paths with you for 5 minutes. They feel your frequency before they even know your name. You are leading by example, not with perfection, but with consistency, with intention. That's legacy. You don't need a statue to be remembered. You don't need fame to be respected. You just need to be fully alive in how you treat people, how you treat yourself, and how you walk through this world. And trust me, they'll remember how you made them feel. They'll remember that smile, that wisdom in your words, that peace you didn't even have to announce. So the next time someone tells you, you don't look your age, smile. Not because it's vanity, but because it's validation. It's proof that the path you're walking is working, that the love you've given out, the forgiveness you've practiced, the peace you've cultivated, it's all showing. It's not just on your skin, it's in your soul. And we're not done yet. In the next part, I'm going to show you how to sustain this energy long term and how to step fully into a lifestyle where you don't just look young, you feel unstoppable. Let's keep rising. Now let's talk about the sustainability of youth. Because looking younger than your age ain't just a what I'm. It's not something that happened by accident and disappears when life gets heavy. This right here is a lifestyle. If you've made it this far, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. But here's the real flex. How do you keep that energy steady when the world's moving fast? When people disappoint you, when challenges try to wear you down, you gotta anchor yourself in something real. And real doesn't mean flawless. Real means rooted. It means grounded in your truth, guided by your values, and fueled by something deeper than just the surface. You see, youth fades for a lot of people not because of biology, but because of burnout. They burn themselves out trying to be everything to everyone, trying to chase what the world tells them matters. But you've already chosen a better route. You've learned to say no, to rest when needed, to recharge. You've learned that you don't tell everybody access to your energy. That's spiritual wealth, and spiritual wealth keeps you light. There's something beautiful about a soul that's not in a rush. You ever been around someone like that? They move with purpose, but not panic. They speak with clarity, not chaos. That's who you are becoming if you're not already there. Let me take you a little deeper. The ancients, they believed your energy is your currency. You spend it every single day on people, on thoughts, on emotions. And the people who look older than their years, they've overspent. They've made withdrawals from their peace without making deposits back in. For you've been investing wisely, and that's why your spirit shines through your skin. Now look, this doesn't mean life's been easy for you. In fact, some of the people who look the youngest are the ones who've been through the most. It's just that they didn't let the fire burn them, they let it refine them. That's you. You've taken pain and turned it into patience. You've taken disappointment and turned it into determination. You look younger than your age because you've processed life instead of running from it. You're healed. You've forgiven people who never even said sorry. You've let go of things that weren't yours to carry. You've made peace with your past instead of letting it poison your future. That level of healing is rare, and healing creates space. It frees up your energy, and when your energy flows freely, you glow. Not in a flashy way, but in a way that makes people say, "What is it about you?" And when they ask that, here's the truth. It's not what you're doing, it's what you're being. You're being present. You're being grateful. You're being aligned. You've stopped fighting time and started walking in rhythm with it. That's how you stay young. That's how you stay powerful. Now, I know the world doesn't always reward this kind of quiet strength. It likes noise. It likes show. But wisdom walks softly and leaves a loud impact. And what you've built is based on wisdom. Stoicism taught us this. Waste no more time arguing what a good person should be. And that's what you're doing, just being one. You've chosen peace over performance, purpose over perfection, presence over pressure. And now that choice is showing up in your posture, your energy, your spirit. That's why people ductilate when they hear your age. That's why they wonder how you've stayed so fresh in a world that constantly tries to drain us. And here's the thing, this doesn't stop here. You're creating a blueprint for your family, for your friends, for strangers who don't even know your name. Your energy walks into the room before you do. Your mindset lingers long after the conversation ends. That's legacy. You don't just look younger than your age, you've redefined what aging even looks like. You've made youthfulness a lifestyle, a mindset, a frequency, and now your only job is to protect it. Protect your peace like it's priceless because it is. Protect your habits like they're sacred because they are. Protect your vision like it's rare because you are. In the final part coming up, we're going to wrap this all together. I'm going to leave you with something real, something you can carry with you for the rest of your life, because this journey we're on is just getting started. The best part of you hasn't even been revealed yet. You ready to see what that looks like? Let's finish strong. So now we've reached the final layer, the deepest level, the place where everything you've lived, everything you've learned, and everything you've become meets. Because the truth is, looking younger in your age was never really about looks in the first place. It was always about alignment with your purpose, with your truth, with the version of you that didn't settle, didn't give up, and didn't let the world turn you cold. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you gave yourself credit for just being here? Not just surviving the noise and the chaos, but keeping your head clear, your soul open, your heart soft. Do you know how rare that is? You see, a lot of people age because they close off. They shut down after pain. They hold grudges that turn into wrinkles on the spirit. But you didn't close. You grew. That's why people look at you and say, something's different about you. You got this glow. They don't even realize it's because you've done something they haven't. You've made peace with yourself. That glow, that's the result of inner resolution. It's the smile you wear when you've cried the tears and still kept walking. It's the peace you carry because you're not trying to prove anything anymore. That's what youth is. Youth is freedom. Freedom from pretending. Freedom from timelines. Freedom from other people's expectations of who you should be by now. You look younger than your age because you decided not to live in fear. Fear of growing older. Fear of being misunderstood. Fear of letting go. You chose to keep moving, to keep evolving. Now, hear me clearly. Looking younger doesn't mean you haven't lived. It means you've lived well. You've felt it all. You've taken the hits and still found reasons to smile. And that's why I respect you, because that's not easy. It takes discipline. It takes emotional intelligence. It takes faith in something bigger and what you can see. You've tapped into what the ancients knew. That real beauty is the residue of balance. When your mind, your body, and your spirit are in sync, you radiate something the world can't duplicate. That's ancient wisdom. That's what the Stoics were on. They didn't chase trends. They didn't panic about birthdays. They woke up every morning, grounded themselves in gratitude, in stillness, and discipline. That's that Stoic morning routine that keeps the soul centered and the face light. You've become that, whether you realize it or not. Now let's talk about legacy, because all of this, your energy, your youthfulness, your peace, it's creating ripples you can't even see. Someone's watching you right now saying, if they can do it, maybe I can too. And maybe it's a child. Maybe it's a co-worker. Maybe it's a stranger in line behind you who catches the calm in your voice and rethinks their whole day. That's legacy. Not statues, not headlines, but the invisible trail you leave behind when you've chosen to live fully and love wisely. And now, I want to remind you of something powerful. Your age is not your limit. It's just a number that has nothing to do with the depth of your spirit. The number may rise, but your energy stays young because it's rooted in intention. You look younger than your age because you've learned to value yourself. And let me tell you, when you truly value yourself, you start to move different. You don't chase validation. You don't settle for toxic environments. You stop entertaining people who drain you. That's not ego, that's respect. And self-respect is one of the most attractive things in the world. It shows up in how you walk, how you speak, how you take care of your body, your mind, your emotions. You become your own source of light. You're not waiting for the world to approve you anymore. You prove yourself, and every cell in your body responds to that. Every wrinkle slows down. Every heartbeat feels lighter. That's not magic, it's alignment. You are youth. You are wisdom. You are living proof that the inside does matter. And if anybody asks you how you do it, you just tell them this: I protect my peace. I love without fear. I wake up with purpose. I don't give life permission to age my soul. That's the whole game right there. Simple, but sacred. So take this moment and be proud. You've earned every compliment, every head turn, every you don't look your age, because you're living from the inside out. And if you keep walking this path, not only will you stay young in spirit, you'll become a beacon of light for others who've forgotten how to shine. You're not just aging gracefully, they're aging powerfully. Now, that's the kind of story that deserves to be told. And if this message hits something real inside you, if you felt seen, inspired, or just reminded of your power, then do one thing: subscribe and like this video. Because here at Wisdom Recorder, we're not just sharing content, we're sharing transformation. This is your knowledge source, your energy hub, and your reminder that age is just a number, but peace is eternal. Stay young, stay wise, and keep shining. I'm proud of you.